Well, welcome back, everyone. So happy to see you. Today's show is brought to you by Portal to Ascension. We ask that if you want to find out about our online and in-person events, hop on the website, portaltoascension.org, and find out all about what we're doing. Today's conversation is about something that many of us sense is possible, but we do not often see it discussed in a grounded way. Spontaneous healing, group healing, healing without touch, healing without even talking to your person. So, my guest doesn't claim to diagnose, fix, or promise outcomes. She simply shows up, sets intentions, and something happens. I'm your host, Joan of Angels, also known as Dr. Joan Hangarter. I act as an executive producer and strategic discernment advisor for New Living Expo and for many others who come to me when they're at a crossroad and need discernment, need support in stepping into the next step. And my work centers on clarity, discernment, and a steady perspective when stakes are real. Now, before we begin today's conversation, I want to share with you a little introduction about where we're going to be.
The world is changing faster than ever before, and within this evolution, a new consciousness is rising. At the New Living Expo, thousands gather to expand consciousness, explore new conscious technologies, ancient wisdom, and the future of human potential. Immerse yourself in 3 days of heart-expanding wisdom and mind-binding awareness, with over 90 speakers sharing tools to awaken your highest potential. 125 exhibitors, 3,000 attendees, awakened souls unite in one powerful weekend of learning, healing, and connection. Experience transformation, connection, and the next chapter of human evolution. It is time for humanity to awaken. Join us at newlivingexpo.com.
Wow and more wow. The more times I see this video, the more excited I get. So our guest today, Nuyet, also known as Moon, is a healer whose work often results in rapid and instantaneous shifts for some people. And sometimes she doesn't even know that they need help. Moon is a natural-born healer who works through a direct connection to source, what she experiences as the highest frequency energy of the angelic realm. So, of course, I'm going to be happy to talk about this, everyone. Moon is a natural-born healer. As I said, she's entirely self-taught, guided by her intuitive gifts. She facilitates healing sessions that many clients describe as immediate, deeply restorative, and profoundly calming. Her work supports both physical and emotional healing and well-being. People report relief from long-held pain patterns, nervous system distress, and energetic imbalances. One of the unique aspects of Moon's work is her ability to infuse objects, such as jewelry, glasses, or personal items with sustained healing frequencies, allowing the support to continue way beyond the sessions itself. Her practice has grown organically through word of mouth and through patient and client testimonials. Nuyet, Moon, it is so exciting to see you.
Hi. Thank you so much for having me today.
Welcome to the show. We're really happy to have you. So I really have my first question, which is like, how did you get the name Moon?
Moon, my name is Nuyet. My Moon is the meaning of my name in Vietnamese. So my name means moon in Vietnamese. So my parents actually named me after the moon, because they said when I was born, my eyes and my eyebrows reminded them of the moon. So so I just chose it. Many of my clients call me Moon instead of Nuyet because it's easy to pronounce and it's easy to remember. And so I chose it as a nickname to go by at the psychic fairs that I attend and for also my business name.
I love it. It's a beautiful name, and it just has a beautiful reflection, like the moon does, of the work that you do. So that's great. So I know that you're untrained and you learned this, you were given this information. So let's talk about your experience. Like as a child, did you actually know or have healing gifts or any sense that you would be a healer one day?
I just know as a child, I was always very hypersensitive, especially to energy. And I just was a different, like, I knew I was different, like, and I always had the feeling like I kind of didn't belong, just like I didn't play with other kids. It took me a long time to communicate. Um, like I couldn't verbalize my thoughts and feelings, so I was nonverbal, like in kindergarten and in first and second grade. But then later on, when I developed the ability to talk, I was so self-conscious. So I was kind of a selective mute for a couple years. So I just knew I was different, like, and I sensed it, like, um, and I could like I'm an empath, so I can feel energy. So um, I didn't know I was a healer back then. And I never consider, even now, it's strange for people to call me a healer. I don't really consider myself a healer. I just help people like through source with pain relief. But
Well, okay, so how would you describe it if I came up to you and I said, "Oh, Nuyet, Moon, like, what do you do?" Like, what
uh,
would you say to me?
I usually tell people that I facilitate instantaneous pain relief through source. So I channel source. I'm not doing the healing, and it's not always instantaneous, and it's not always 100% guaranteed. Everyone gets different results, but I would say majority of the time, at least uh, at least over 80% of the time, but or sometimes it's over 90% of the time, is usually instantaneous. And it's not just for physical pain, it could be for emotional pain, trauma, past life trauma. So I feel like I help facilitate bring the body back into balance, like and help, clearing blockages, trauma, anxiety, and stress. Because physical pain to me is correlate to with emotional pain. um, I do a lot of talks, and I usually tell the audience that the emotional pain manifests into physical ailments. So, to in order to clear people's pain, I say intentions not only for physical pain, but for trauma and emotional pain. Because in order for the pain to go away, I feel like the soul has to also be healed at mental, physical, and emotional level as well.
There's been a lot of work that's been done on correlating emotional healing with physical pain. I think it was Louise Hayes that began talking about that, but I've known that forever. So, but how did you then wake up to your gifts? Like how did you discover like what you can do or who you are, like what
Ar-
gifts you have?
Around 9 years ago, I was working at a restaurant, and they didn't let me use a tray, and sometimes it was a full house. I was there by myself. There was only the manager and me, and like I overexert my back. So then I had such severe back pain. I couldn't even sleep, and my chiropractor said it was as stiff as a board, and my pain would come back a week later. And after 2 months of seeing the chiropractor, I was kind of it would go away, but it would only last like I kept on having to come back. So one day I went to a gift shop and I found copper bracelets, and copper bracelets known to be anti-inflammatory, is known for pain relief. So I unconsciously put it on, and I unconsciously put intentions that all my pain will go away, because I thought in my head this will get rid of my back pain and I don't have to go to the chiropractor again. And it actually worked. 80% of my back pain instantaneously went away. And I worked at a casino during that time, and I knew so many dealers and employers and coworkers and friends that had back pain or hip pain. And I would tell them, I can give you a copper bracelet and it'll take away your pain. So during that time, that's kind of when but I thought it was the copper bracelet for a while, because I never studied energy healing. And so I went to Sedona, Arizona. I was always into healing because um because I suffer from anxiety and depression throughout most of
Me
my
too.
life. So I went to Sedona, Arizona, and it was just to help, because I knew it was a vertex, and I went to self heal. So it's me that was my main reason for going there. And my Airbnb host happened to be a Reiki master and a reconnective healer. And she had back pain, so I told her, "I'll give you a copper bracelet. It's gonna get rid of your back pain. I don't know, like it's almost magical. I'm not really." I always and then she told me it's not the copper bracelet, it's your intentions. You can use an object or no object. It's not the copper bracelet. And then it was hard for me to believe. Like I still felt like maybe I'm just amplifying the energy in the copper bracelet. When she told me I can use any object, I actually honestly didn't really believe her. I was just thinking like I I started only using different objects only 2024. It took me like 7 or 8 years to try out different objects. And I would use a cell phone, it would work. I would use like a plastic cup and like any object. She was right. And it was not until it was July 2024, which is about 1 month into my business. I met a Native American healer who told me the same thing. She says you can use any object or no object. And I was just thinking this must be true, and that gave me the confidence to channel different objects. And she said that you can I went to her because when I started my business, I actually didn't really understand how it worked. I'm very honest with people. I'll just tell them it just works. I actually don't know how it works. But I started up in Mount Shasta, and people are so open to energy healing there. And many of them are healers. They can see my energy, and they could see, they can, they had the sense that it would work. And she says I can speak things into creation, and the gifts are in my words, and like they're in divine in nature. And she says I also have the gift. I can lay my hands on people and facilitate healing just by touching someone. So everything she said, it came into fruition. Like everything she said came true. So that gave me confirmation that like I'm gonna start using different objects that doesn't have to be a copper bracelet. And I kind of let go of my limiting beliefs. Over time, my gifts has like my healing method has evolved. And when I first started, I used the Bogle crystal, and I used another person's prayers and intentions for healing. But I stopped using that 4 months into my business because I realized if I use my own words and if I use my own methods, it's actually instantaneous and it's more effective. So that's kind of how I started, um, or that's how I discovered the
So,
gifts.
so you started with copper bracelets and you thought it was the bracelet, but you
Yeah.
did put intentions on it. So you already were working it. And then during this time, from when you started to when the Native American person told you that you could do it, did you ever have glimpses that you could probably do it without the bracelet, or no, you just were really committed to the bracelet?
No, before I discovered my gift through the bracelet, I also knew I used herbs in my 20s. I used herbs to clear cysts, to clear urinary tract infections and styes. And then I helped my family members. Like when my parents had a cold, I would use herbal teas, and then instantly their cold symptoms would go away. And then one time my dad had like these, it looked like cancerous looking moles, and I made like I just put apple cider vinegar and an eggplant, and I just found an herbal remedy to help clear it, and instantly with the like it took 3 days, but 3 days it completely went away. So I knew like even before the copper bracelet, but I thought it was just the herbs. I I didn't know about it was my intention. Um so um yeah, so
So you intuitively were guided how to use your gifts, and you didn't even know that it was you. You thought it was the herbs, that somehow you
yeah.
magically picked the right herbs or the right bracelet for them.
Yeah.
In a sense, you kind of attributed it to the outside, never knowing that you could have used any herbs as long as you were the one doing the intentions. is what
Yeah,
it
I can
sounds
use
like.
any herbs or no herbs at all. It was actually in April of 2024, about a year and a half ago. I I I also suffer from anxiety. Earlier, I said I suffer from anxiety and depression. I was kind of tired of it. About 2020, a massage therapist introduced me to the vocal crystal, but it scared me. Like energy healing actually scared me. I was afraid I was going to see ghosts or spirits and open up a portal. And she says this will get rid of your anxiety and depression. And I bought it and then I broke it because I dropped it and I never used it for 2 years because it just scared me. But one day I was kind of tired of it because I tried hypnotherapy. I would try sound baths. It would only temporarily relieve it. So one day I ordered another one and I used the prayers and intentions written by another healer and it worked. And April 2024, I told my tax person, I'm going to start a healing copper bracelet business. And how does that affect it? And then she said, oh, I have pain all over my, I asked her about like, how it will affect my taxes. And then she says, I have pain all over my body. I need your copper bracelet. And I said, sorry, I don't have one to give you, but I can use my vocal crystal and try a healing session on you because it clears my anxiety and depression. So it'll probably help you with your um, physical pain. So I did it and I did I only said one prayer, like it was written by I only spent 2 minutes on her session and every area of her body, like she had arthritis all over her body, level 10 pain. It was instantaneously gone. And that's when I discovered like I can actually do healing sessions. I don't need to use an object. Well, I was using the vocal crystal, which I actually no longer use because I just outgrown it. I just feel like it weakens my intentions, and I use my hands to amplify my intentions now.
Okay, so you went from now, you now use your hands. How do you use your hands?
I lay my hands on people, and it's direct contact where they can feel my
Mm-hmm.
hands heat up. And I, I, it was about 4 months into my business. There's another healer. He says, I have a gift. Why am I not using my hands? He can see it. He's very intuitive. He doesn't work as a psychic. And I told him I don't feel comfortable touching people I don't know. And I was just thinking it's working. People are having 100% of their pain gone. So they don't,
Mm-hmm.
it's like if it's not broken, why fix it? That I saw it like it was my sessions were already effective. And then, but one day, like, I had pain. Like, sometimes I never really had pain, but once in a while, like, I wake up and I have a muscle cramp and I touched it. And I used to just put a copper bracelet on me and did intentions, it would instantly go away. But one day I tried it out and I used my hands and it was even quicker than a copper bracelet. And like, so then I start being open to touching people and it would usually when I use my hands it's instantaneous. And when I went back to that my sessions don't work for everyone. Like I would say like it works for a majority of people. And I went back to a few clients where the session didn't work for and I touched them with my hands and it did work with the hands, but it would only be temporarily. Their pain would come back like a day later or 3 days later.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have some clients. I actually have two clients that I know of where the in-person session didn't work, but later on, majority of my sessions are now virtual. 90% of my sessions are online. And I later on I
Mm-hmm.
did a virtual session with them and their pain like went away instantaneously and it hasn't returned. So for some people, trying multiple times, because with my mom, she's not open to like she thinks I'm channeling a different spirit or different entity.
Mm-hmm.
So like so it scares her. Most of my family members are scared of what I do. They don't understand it, but she was in so much pain that she couldn't even walk. And the doctors couldn't figure out like she had pain in her bones and she went to the ER. So when I found out, I went to her and I said, "Can I just do a prayer? I asked her for I always ask for permission. So I never
Mm-hmm.
like I've been asked by other people's like to can you do a prayer or a healing intention on my brother or sister? They don't believe in it, but I want them to be pain free. And I would tell them sorry. I need their permission. So I asked my mom and like she was resistant to it. So I said I could try an object, but then I was telling her that there's no like bad side effects and it's just like I'm not channeling a different spirit, and she tells me like, oh, everyone thinks you're doing witchcraft and voodoo. Like she says I'm kind of scared. She was reluctant, but she couldn't even walk. The hospital actually gave her a wheelchair, and she had too much pride to take it. So at this point, like she just finally said yes to it, because I wanted to do a prayer for her, and I've been told by so many people in the past that I'm actually like I work with angelic realm, like
Mm-hmm.
there's been at least 3 people who say you're an angelic being from the angelic realm. So the first time when I tried it, like it didn't work. So then how I do it, I just ask for source, and I ask to clear the pain. That's all I do, is just like you ask and you shall receive, basically. I just ask source, and I ask the universe to clear her pain. And but I asked the angels, because I was just thinking like I think I have to, because I really wanted my mom's pain to go away. So the second time I did it, like all her pain instantly went away, and she was able to walk. But an hour later, all her pain came back. And then I did it again, and it only lasted 2 days. But the third session, it lasted for 2 months. And then later on, I did a virtual session, and then it went away again. And it again lasted for 2 months. And the fourth or fifth session, it actually completely went away. I did it in person, and it hasn't returned in over 4 months. So now she's
Wow.
the only one in
Wow.
my family that's actually ever received like a direct healing session from me, and that's actually open to it in my immediate family. Because
Wow. Well, that's really good for your family that she did that, and it's good for you that she did that. So how did you like well, let's talk about source. You said and angels. You say that you ask your angels for help to heal this person, and then you ask for healing from source.
yeah,
Do you actually see your angels around you, or it's just more energetic that you feel it?
I actually I've never seen spirits. I don't see spirits, and I don't hear spirits. So that's because I think I still have that fear. One time I used a
Mm-hmm.
singing bowl, a Tibetan singing bowl, and heard spirits, and it scared me so much I returned it. But like I feel like source communicates me through my intuition, through my gut. When I have a feeling about something, it's usually spot on. So and I source people, some of my clients, I'm their very first energy healer, and they've never experienced an energy session from anyone, and they've asked me like, what is source? And I just tell them source, like it's God, the creator, divine energy. It's open to interpretation. It could also be consciousness. And to me, today I was thinking about it, about so source to me is omnipresent. That means it's present everywhere at all times, and is omnipotent also. So to me, source has unlimited powers, is able to do anything. When I tell people I channel source, I'm not channeling a different spirit or a different entity. Like I'm still 100% myself. I'm just channeling the healing energy that's already within me and that's already around me. And um, one of my friends who's very intuitive says I'm able to modify the energy. She says since I don't channel different spirits or different entities, I'm able to modify it to meet the client's needs. Like I'm able to customize it because everyone has a different ailment. They're not all the same. And it's also omniscient, like source is all knowing. When I first started my healing, my first 4 months of doing healing sessions for people, I actually didn't know where their pain was. I didn't even ask. And like, and some of my video testimonials, I was thinking, I don't remember like where her pain was. And later on they would tell me they have scoliosis and this in their back. So I don't need to know where their pain is, and I don't need to know the details because I'm not doing the healing, and source is all knowing.
That's amazing. Okay. And I bet, how did you feel when you realized you had this gift?
Um, it was like I think like because there's so much judgment, it scared me because my family, they're so against like my parents. They thought I was like brainwashed and I'm doing like voodoo or witchcraft, and it scared me because I have a collection like, you know, the Tibetan singing bowls, I used it like because it someone told me it helps you with anxiety and depression. That's one of so I have a collection of that in my room, and um so you know, I just had the fear of being judged because I knew about my gift
Mhm.
since 8, 9 years ago, but I never talked about to other people, and I never really actively used it until recently when I started my healing business. But it was like comforting to know that I can use the healing session on myself, you know, and I want to help people too. So to me, like I feel extremely blessed and thankful that like I am able to be like, you know, I'm able to open a channel to help people receive healings.
I think that's amazing. What let me ask you a question. Do you feel anything like let's say you're doing a group healing? Like how long does a group healing take then?
It usually takes 5 minutes. I do it during my talks. I'm a really um like I go to all the soul search events in the Bay Area, and I
Mhm.
offer there's usually 30 to 40 people in the room, and I stand stationary up front and I never move. And people have told me that they felt like their energy go through their body, and they're sitting in the back of the room, and people have actually experienced instantaneous pain relief. Um, like during the group session when I was in Pleasanton at one point, 7 different people came up to me after the talk. They're like, "My back pain, my shoulder pain is gone." And one person says, "All my digestive issues are gone." And they would ask me, like, "How did I know?" And I told them I don't know that they had pain because I didn't know who they were. I just
Mm.
say the prayers and intentions. Like sometimes I feel my hands heat up during the when I do intentions usually. And I now I just strictly use my own words. So I just you know, say intentions for general well-being for physical, emotional, and mental and spiritual pain relief. And and I don't and usually there's always one or two people who tell me that their pain is gone. And it's like I follow up with some of the people too. Like I followed up with at least 10 to 15 people, and months later their pain is still gone. Like I had this one lady, I met her in Santa Clara, and she had a herniated slip disc, and she felt her bones realign, and she also felt um a popping sound, and she said that she felt the heat. Like even though I'm not even touching her, I'm standing, I didn't even know her, so I didn't even know if she had pain. And she told me 100% of her pain went away. And 7 months later, I run into her again because she had a sore throat. And she says when she saw me, her sore throat went away. And she saw me during the group session. And she says the pain in her herniated disc, her back pain, has been gone for over 7 months. And it's not just pain. I also had this client in Las Vegas. Her tinnitus, her TMJ jaw pain, and her shoulder pain, 3 areas went away, and it actually never came back because I keep in contact with her because she sent me 10 different people. And I didn't remember. I felt bad because I didn't remember doing a session for her. And one of her friends told me, "You never did a session, a direct session. It was a group." She never even came up to you during your free healing demonstration. She was just sitting in the audience. She participated in 2 of your group healings, and 3 areas went away, and it never returned.
You said several things I have to ask you about. Number
Yeah.
one, you said that you gave a talk, but then during this talk, you actually didn't talk for 5 minutes. Is that right? You
I do
actually
it in
sat.
silence now.
Okay, so then at some point in the group, you sit down and you do a silent
5-minute group session.
a 5 minute group healing. Okay, so people just come in for 5 minutes and leave.
Oh no, they stayed there. It's part of
Okay,
my talk. I
as
do a
part of your
talk,
talk.
and I also do 1 minute free healing demonstration. So they come up, and I usually do hands-on healing where I touch them.
Uh
Like now
huh.
I just touch their wrists, and I do 1 minute free healing sessions basically for volunteers from the audience. But I do a
Mm-hmm.
5 minute group. The group session is for everyone in the audience. And
I love that. Do you feel when you're doing the group session? Okay, so then you're saying your prayers, you're connecting to source. do you feel it go through your body? Do you feel a heat, or you're just sort of in a neutral spot and stuff happens?
I sometimes I think about that. I just feel like myself still. So it's almost like, usually I feel energized. It gives me more energy. And like, cause I've seen people at some at the fairs, I'm really busy where I've seen them back to back from like 11, like I usually do my talks at 11 a.m. and from 12 o'clock to 6 p.m. I see people nonstop. And I actually have more energy and I just feel like happier and calmer. And so I just, um, but when I'm channeling, I don't really like, I just feel like myself. I actually don't really feel, but the clients feel a difference because I also do grief where people tell me that like they feel like 100% of their grief is gone and like they usually cry and and when I do grief, I usually only say one or two statements. It's like literally like a 30-second healing, but their like grief of like 2 or 3 years is completely gone. And like I have this one lady, she had tightness in her chest. She suffered from grief because her parents passed away and like around the same time and the tightness never went away. And when I did an intention for her grief to go away, like she was crying for 15 minutes nonstop. And then I would see her again. She's one of my regular clients and she says now like during the anniversary of her parents' death some of it came back, but then it would go away and now she could look at the picture of her parents without crying, like because or being in despair. And the tightness in her chest instantaneously went away when I did the intention for grief. And so my clients describe the energy. They tell me they usually feel heat. There's a few people that feel coldness, but most people feel heat running through their body. And many of them say that they feel initially heaviness around their head. They feel trauma. Many of my clients are healers. I've worked with quantum healers, Reiki masters, and they would tell me that they could, and so they can see energy, and a lot of them are very intuitive, and they would see the trauma actually leaving their body through their crown chakra. That's what many have said. They all say very similar things. So I to me, my clients are my teachers. I've actually in the beginning, I didn't even know I was a distance healer, and I didn't even know like I've helped people not just with physical pain, but like emotional and mental. Like I didn't know I could help people with digestive issues or with tinnitus. It was through my clients or vision and hearing loss. um it was through the requests of my clients that I discovered that my range. Because in the beginning when I know I had a lot of people who had tinnitus and I would tell them, sorry, I don't think I can do tinnitus. I had limiting beliefs about myself, but I'm not doing sources, like as I said, is it has unlimited powers. It could do anything. So it's omnipotent. So now, like I recently had a client that was 100% deaf in one ear and her hearing came back. And I had another one, she said she has severe nerve damage from an undiagnosed ear infection, and her ear, nose, and throat specialist, two different ear, nose, and throat specialists, told her that it's irreversible. The nerve damage is permanent, and she has she hasn't been able to hear, and like she has very minimal hearing in that ear for over 10 years. And I was just thinking, I've done so many different things I didn't think I'm not doing it, but I've been able to facilitate healings that I didn't think were possible. So I just said, I'll just do intentions and I'll just see if it works. And it worked instantaneously. Her hearing came back by 85% and it's actually remained like, like her, and then her 100% of her hearing in her right ear came back without hearing aids. And her vision also, she couldn't read 12-point font. She in the beginning, like she couldn't see like 2-inch words, and would always need people to help her with seeing things. Her vision improved as well too.
Well,
So
I have another question for you. I have lots of questions. First of all, this is really exciting. And I can see that you're humble. You're really humble, the humble healer in a sense, which I really like because healing's not coming necessarily from you. Do most people, like if you're older or you have a lot of issues, is it better if people keep coming back? And is it better in a private session or a group session? Or does
It's
that, you know?
I think it just depends on the situation and on the person. For every person, it works differently. I've had people, I used to do two people at once, like simultaneously when I first started all the time, just because I would tell them, at first they would tell me, no, I have such severe pain. And I think one-on-one would be better. And I told them it doesn't, my results are the same, actually. Like I discovered I could do two people at once because one time I had a mother and daughter, they both had level 10 pain, and I only had 15 minutes. So I told them I'll just try saying like doing both of you guys at once, and it worked. So group can work just as well as in person. And um and then I also, for my sessions, I used to not do it like a time, because usually I could do it um like because I do instantaneous pain relief, so it can happen. And I have some clients where they told me their pain went away in 3 seconds or in 15 seconds. I had this one guy, like he's actually used to be a professional athlete, and he has a mechanical, like he has some kind of electronical device in his body because his pain is so severe. But even with that, it's still like level 10. Like he has a missing rotator cuff, uh, like uh, and then another one like an injured rotator cuff in his other shoulder, gout, like pain all over his body, like osteoarthritis. And I literally, because I touched him for 3 seconds, all his pain went away in all areas of his body. But that doesn't happen all the time. But what I used
Uh-huh.
to do is I have clients write down their list, and I tell them there's no limit, because I've done, some people write down like 30 or 40 ailments, and I usually can always finish that in under 15 minutes because it doesn't take me that long. Or when I first
But
started with
if
the
they
call,
write down all the ailments, it helps. Like you don't need to know what's on that list. They do.
I don't need to know what's on the list, but it kind of helps because it targets, like, because I feel like it brings up the people's faith. Because when I first started, when I was channeling the copper bracelets, I would just say that this bracelet would get rid of, the person's pain. That's all I would say. I wouldn't even use a prayer. I didn't even clear the bracelet, and like their pain would instantly go away. And I remember I used to work at the farmers market, and one of my friends had she for some people, when they take off the bracelet, the pain comes back, and because they think it's the bracelet, they
Right.
don't know it's the bracelet is just a battery holding source energy. They don't really understand how it works. So then when they take the bracelet off, their pain um comes back, and they put it on, it goes away. But now for most people, like when they take it off, because I'm doing direct healing directly into them too. I'm sending source energy directly into them so they don't need to rely on it. But this was about like 4 years ago. My friend came, she's lost her copper bracelet, and I was wearing her copper bracelet, and I told her, hey, you could just have mine. She's like, I have the severe headache. What she had was spinal stenosis. And I didn't even know she had that because I didn't ask her what was causing it. It was not until later on when she gave me a video testimonial I found out what it was. So I took off my bracelet and I gave it to her, and then instantly 100% of her pain went away. And she told me she was like in shock. And she even told me, she's like, how did you, when did you channel the bracelet? And I said, I did it when I was handing it to you. I just handed you the bracelet, and all I said in my head was, this bracelet will get rid of her pain. That's all I said. Like, it's not like, it's like, I didn't like go into a deep meditation, or like, go into, now I think I take longer, just because for some people they need longer sessions. But I have actually many clients where they only see me one time, and their pain has never returned. I have I gave a bracelet to a coworker about 8 years ago. She has level 10 sciatica, level 10 pinched nerve pain, and also a dislocated shoulder. She has a metal plate in her back. Her pain has not returned, and it's been like nearly over 8 years. And I also had this one client that I gave a copper bracelet. He fell off a roof multiple times. So he fell off like over 10 feet. He used to be a commercial roofer, and he was pain free for over 2 years. And that was just with the bracelet. He's not, at that time he wasn't open to energy sessions. Like not everyone's open to an energy healing session. Then after 2 years it came back, but then I did an energy healing session for him and the pain cleared again. Like, but it was not all the areas of pain that came back. And like for some people the pain comes back. But then there are some people where it's been 2 years, where because I've only been doing energy healing sessions for a year and a half. But with the channeled objects, like I've been channeling objects since 8 years ago. And like I actively did channeled a lot of bracelets about 2 or 3 years ago, and I've checked back with many of them. And their pain, like their level 10 and 9 pain has never returned. One guy, he actually used to walk with a cane. I've never met him to this day. His sister gave him a copper bracelet, and his pain has still stayed away. And then I have some people where I do one session for them and their pain is gone. And there's actually there's been a couple people from my audience of my talk where their pain, they've never even done a one-on-one session with me. They just attend my group session and their pain is gone. So
Should I show this 1 minute of this video testimonial we have?
sure.
Do you want me to? Let's see if I can.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Well, actually, I didn't practice with this. Let's see if I can share it. Oh yeah, here. Absolutely. All right. Yeah, we'll show a minute of it. Okay.
Or Moon, and I'm here with Becca. And Becca attended my group virtual healing session back on December 14th, 2025, or it was about 4 weeks ago. And we've never met in person. So she was in Hawaii at the time, and I was in California. And Becca, did you want to talk about the results of our group virtual healing session? I did a 5-minute whole group session for everyone. And then later on, I did 1 minute with you, and I worked on your digestive issues. Do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, it was great. I had stomach pain for probably 30 or 40 years due to a lot of different food sensitivities. And Moon's session took away all of the pain, just like that. Just in 5 minutes of group viewing and 1 minute of focused energy work, the pain was gone.
All right. I think that's all I need to show of that because that's really powerful. Yeah. Well, so I would love to have one of your sessions. I'm very excited. I really believe in this kind of healing. And all my life, I wanted to be that kind of healer. So I'm sitting here going, oh my God, this is incredible what she's doing. So I'm very impressed with what you're doing, Nuyet.
Thank you so much. Did you want a healing session right now?
I would, because as you were talking, I thought, oh, wait, I have all these little things that I'd love to have help with.
What areas did you want me to focus on?
Well, now I have a huge list. No. All of you out in the audience should do it. Do you think if you do something on me, it could also impact some of the people watching this?
I actually had a live stream viewer who watched me from North Carolina, and when I was doing a healing session for a lady, I think I was working on her vision. She says she felt healing the scar tissue of her eye. She could feel the energy all the way, and a lot of my clients, when I do the group sessions, when I'm doing or even in person or virtual, they actually can. It's collective healing. They tell me that when I'm doing a session for someone else, they can feel the healing and their pain is being relieved just by watching me. Because I'm sending even though I'm directing the energy to one person, multiple people in the room can also, not everyone can feel energy, but many have came to me and they said, oh, my pain went away as you were healing that other person. So
okay, so I'm game to experience a healing session, and I'm going to set my intention. I'll tell you a few things I'm working on physically, but I'm game for other people to experience it too, if that should happen. And please, if you did, then put the comments on the link below. There'll be a place for comments, so we can let Moon know about it, because I think that's very exciting. So I have difficulty sleeping, and I have like restless leg that goes along with it. And at the same time, I've been very stressed, and I get repeating cycles of when suddenly I lose confidence, even though I shouldn't. So I second guess myself often, and I have vision problems and lung problems. I'm having more difficulty breathing. Sometimes I feel like it's just congested. I get the feeling that there's just gook in my lungs.
Okay, so I just wrote it down really quickly now. So vision, lungs, stress, like sleeping issues, and then restless leg syndrome, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've worked on all those areas that you just listed before, so I have experience in that area. So is it just blurry vision then?
Yeah, it's very blurry. It's really hard to read now, close up, and more
Okay, so
difficult. Do I need to do anything to prepare?
no, a lot of people they meditate. Like a lot of my clients, they close their eyes and they just open themselves to receiving. Um, but you don't really have to do anything. Like some of my clients actually open their eyes and they just stare at me. Like I've had people who are multitask and they're on their phone and it still works. Like it's
Yeah, okay.
kind of funny.
Well, I'll
All right.
keep my eyes open because we're on air.
Okay, so
Okay.
do I have permission to connect with your soul?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I'm going to put a bubble white light and protection around you so only white light and positive energy can come through. And I'm going to put a bubble white light and protection on me so only white light and positive energy can come through. And do I also have a permission to clear trauma or and past life trauma? I usually do that as well.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start right now. Okay, so I just did it. So do you feel any difference?
Well, this is really interesting. I was a little jittery when you started because, I'm running the show or whatever, and this ear thing started vibrating. It's so weird. It's never done that before. It was like boom, boom, and then it slowly stopped. And once it stopped, I felt the jittering had stopped. So I thought that was really interesting. I never said I have jitters, but it's kind of just stopped. So I felt a sense of calmness.
Yeah, a lot of my clients, they say when I'm working on their eyes, because I did it silently, and I usually tell them I'm working on your eyes right now, they can feel the energy in their eyes. And then when I move to their hip, they can feel the energy in their hip. I also do intentions for realignment, even virtually, and some of them, they actually feel their bones move back into realignment, and then their pain is gone as well too.
Well, I
So,
love the work that you do. Okay. I'm going to reach out and let you know how it went for me and stay in
I
touch with you. What?
did you want me to channel an object? I usually pick you have a necklace or a bracelet that
Yes,
you
I
wear.
do. I do. I do. Oh, yes, I'll grab my necklace. Hold on. I wear this one a lot. And it dawned on me that if we channeled it, then the healing power is in the necklace, huh?
It amplifies my intentions too. Oh, that's a beautiful necklace.
This
Is
came from
that
Vivian
Vivian
Chauvet.
Chavos?
Yeah.
Chavez?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
figured you'd
recognize that.
recognize it.
I've met her too. My friends wear those necklaces. Okay, so I'm gonna okay. Do you feel a difference?
I do. I'm telling you, I feel this sense of calmness. That for me is unusual. Okay, because I'm
Um,
always like this.
Also, but do you feel the energy even more amplified with the necklace on?
Well, I do. I'm feeling it. So first of all, this is just so everyone knows it's very high vibrational as it
Yeah.
is, but it has a different sense. Okay, so what am I actually feeling? Sort of a sense of joy went into it. I don't know why I would say that, but it
I
felt
was
like
doing the anxiety and the stress, I think, and I think that's probably what so I didn't I didn't do happiness or joy, but it probably just, because this clearing, I also clear objects where people feel much being lighter too. So I
Mhm.
cleared it of any like negative energy or negative emotions as well.
I'm going to tell everyone in the audience, if you were watching and stayed for the healing, you could always go and grab an object you want infused and rewind the video a little bit and really have it infused into your object. New yet, this was great. This was just great. And I feel really inspired by the work that you're doing. I'm happy. I'm excited to share you with the world. I'm excited to share you with at New Living Expo. I can feel your newness in the work that you're doing. And it's very exciting to sort of just see you at the beginning and to really watch you going out in the world. So is there anything else you want everyone to know?
Even though I'm still new, I've seen at this point over 1,000 people in the past year and a half. So I
Wow.
do, like, there's probably a lot more, but I know I have, like, every person, majority of the people on my mailing list, like I've seen. So that's why I'm able to like I I've had experience. But during my talk, I'm gonna offer a 5-minute whole group healing session, and I'm also gonna telepathically infuse if anyone who comes to my talk, if they bring an object, I'm gonna telepathically and simultaneously infuse healing intentions into everyone's object in the room. And I'm able to also do um, objects without touching it, like how I did it with you. I did it telepathically. And I'm offering 1 minute. Well, I'm gonna actually, by the time I attend, it'll be in April. I can do it in 5 to 10 seconds. I just haven't, I've been reluctant to do it quickly. Because I like to, you know, I don't really know why. I just been kind of reluctant, but by the time April rolls around, I want to start seeing as many people as I can. So if I have 15 volunteers, I want to get through everyone. So that's one of
Wonderful.
my goals.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Guys, you could reach Moon at wellnessandhealingwithmoon.com and be sure to reach out to her for all things. I have a feeling that she's up and coming as an amazing healer. We're going to hear a lot about her over the next few years. You're doing great work, Moon. So, any last minute things for the audience?
No, I just want to thank you, Joan, and thank you to Neil for having me on the show. And I just really appreciate you taking the time to give me this interview. And
Are you kidding? It was a pleasure. I have to tell you, so selfishly, I learned a lot from you, and I hope our audience did as well. So much, and you're entering the new field of healing, and the fact that you can do it through your consciousness,
yeah.
instantaneous, is a true miracle.
I actually want to say one more thing. When I first started, because I didn't go to school, I actually I never took a healing class. I was so self-conscious, and I lacked the confidence. Like when but my clients told me to go to the fairs, and I even thought to my head, maybe I'll be more confident once I go back to school. But two different people told me your healings are actually tainted and pure because you don't follow a belief system. And they told me it's a strength that you have. And now, because I've been doing it so often, like I don't plan on going back to school or going to school to learn it but by it's through my clients where I develop more faith in my abilities, and that's kind of how it's grown. And it's to me, it's gotten stronger just because I have more faith in myself. So I just feel like, how you can, I feel like it's important to use your own intuition, and you don't always have to go to school or I still want to take classes because I want to eventually become an herbalist, and learn different modalities to enhance my skills. But I just wanted to add that too, because I think a lot of people don't know that I never took a healing course. Because I just haven't had time. But
it wasn't necessary. Whoa. I just want to say something as just to give you some feedback. Some people have to study and study and study, and some people have it innate from other lifetimes, past lifetimes, your mission here on the planet. Don't let any of that get in your way. Okay? You're here and they're talking directly to you. So your gift is true. Your gift is real. You're a master healer, and you will slowly but steadily really embrace that and come out as that. So you're a real gift. Any questions for me?
Yeah, thank you so much, Son of Angels. Yeah.
I want to tell you one other thing. You asked and I forgot about this. I heard the angels singing. I heard the Hallelujah chorus while you were doing your healing. Just so you know. They were all around you, and they were present, I was going to say in the room. They're present in the field. And that's the most important thing I can tell you is that is what I experienced on an energetic. It was like, oh my God, I have to remember to tell her. So I did experience the Hallelujah chorus. If you ever hear it, it's beautiful, everyone. So yes, you keep doing your work. All right, Moon? That's your mission. You're on it.
Thank you so much. My clients have said the same thing too when I
You're
do the
on
group
it,
sessions.
love.
they said, oh, I saw angels, or they see a white light, or sometimes it's like a golden shaft. And some of them have told me they see that I'm channeling from the angelic realm. So
You
thank
are. I
you.
heard them. I heard them. I heard them. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Moon.
thank you.
We are so lucky that we had Moon with us today. So we're really appreciative. Reach out to her if you have anything you want for healing. I do believe she's a really good choice for you. And I'm really happy. I'm much gratitude to you, Moon, for the healing that I received as well. And to everyone that's watching, we're really excited and thank you for your openness to new methods of healing and everything that we do for consciousness. So thank you so much. Don't forget, you can join us at the New Living Expo. You can join us at the Mystery School Cruise. You can check out portaltoascension.org and find out about all of our online events. And if today's conversation activated something inside of you and you feel a genuine resonance, you can always reach out to me at joanofangels.com. Meanwhile, expect miracles because you were born for this. That's it for now. We'll see you all next